Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. We've got a good one today.
Yes.
We have an actress, a real live actress.
Yeah. Not one that's played in our community theater, like a real one.
Yes, a real one. Lisa Brenner is joining us today. She has a DNA story that's got all kinds of plot twists.
Yes. And she's got a big movie coming out.
Yes. One Big Happy Family.
Yep.
And it's her life story.
Yep.
Through a movie.
Yep.
And her story's great anyway. Like, I love her.
Everybody, get excited.
Yes. So we're going to talk to her and
cue the tape.
You have to watch the movie.
What is the Bush's Beans? Roll that beautiful
how the hell we got
bean footage. There you go.
What? Bean footage?
You know, the commercial, the Bush's Beans commercial. It says, roll that beautiful bean footage. Yeah.
All right, watch this episode.
Yes.
You guys come and watch us.
Okay,
bye.
Bye.
Let's hope.
Hi, I'm Kila.
And I'm Ashley.
And we met on TikTok when our stories collided.
After we discussed our crazy, people wanted to tell us they're crazy.
So join us as we unpack a whole lot of crazy.
And we named this podcast after the one thing we definitely have in common, raising our mamas.
So welcome to Raising Barbara Jean and Wanda.
Warning, following episode is intended for mature audiences only. It contains graphic descriptions, adult dialogue, and listener discretion is advised.
We talk about dramatic shit.
Hey, my name is Brian Nell. I'm a mortgage loan officer with Primis Mortgage. I want to tell you that I absolutely love being a member of the Spread the Positive Network. It's such a great mission and helps bring so much positivity to our community. It's truly be a pleasure a part of what they do. There are a lot of ways to navigate financing a home, and in markets like this, having the advice of a trusted local professional is key to making sure you get the right advice for your specific circumstances. Whether you're interested in the purchase of a new home, second home, or have a need for a refinance, I'd love to earn your trust. If I can help you nail your mortgage, call me at 615-243-3976 or visit nailyourmortgage.com.
Primis Mortgage is a subsidiary of Primis Bank, a member FDIC, equal housing opportunity. As always, all loans are subject to approval. Primis Mortgage, NMLS number 1894879.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, guys. So tonight we have Lisa on. This is Lisa.
Hi, I'm Lisa.
World famous actress.
Yes.
Producer.
Writer.
Yeah.
Yes. All the things.
I'm excited.
Tell us how.
So you have a DNA story.
I sure do.
And our viewers know that we love DNA stories. And so
yes,
when you reached out, I was excited.
Aw.
So excited.
Yeah, amazing.
It's almost fun to compare your crazy. So we're going to let you go on in.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's so crazy. I wrote a movie about it because no one believe it. But yeah.
So I'm excited for this movie, though.
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead. Go right in and tell us.
Okay. So the real, excuse me. So the real story and kind of the story in the movie is when I was 40, I took a DNA test with my husband just to, for fun. I heard ads on the radio that you can track relatives from around the world. So I thought that was cool. I never questioned my upbringing. I never questioned my parents. And his DNA test came back exactly like he was told. And mine did not. It was, I was born and raised Jewish, 100% Jewish. And it said I was only 49% Jewish and 51% Northern European. So immediately I'm like, okay, this test is wrong. I must have not done it right. But it said that I had a 40-year-old grandfather who came from Long Island, where I was from. So now I'm like, okay, there's a lot of fact in that, but there's also fiction. So I reach out to him and he's like, yeah, I'm getting the same result. He reaches out to the company and they said, DNA doesn't lie, but people do. Like, wow. And because we were exactly the same age, they changed our relationship from grandfather and granddaughter to half brother and half sister.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you meant your grandfather was 40 when he came to.
No. No, they were saying that this guy who also grew up in Long Island was my grandfather, which obviously wasn't right. So, but now I have this half brother, and I'm like, what the heck? Ask my mom. She has no idea. I asked my sister. We're like trying to, figure this out. We do another DNA test. It says the exact same thing. And then a few months later, my mom tells me the truth. Now, I don't know if you want me to tell you the truth, but because you find out in the movie, but I don't know. You tell me.
We definitely want to hear the.
But it's funny when you said that the DNA don't lie, but people do. They should put that on the label.
Literally.
That should be a warning on the label. And that should be this to prepare people, because I think people do it almost for fun, not knowing they're going to get back such results that could be life-changing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even explain to you how incredibly shocking and life-changing. Also, I found out that my father isn't my father, but I was donor conceived. So it's not like no one cheated on anyone. It wasn't like dramatic like that, but still, my donor was a British doctor.
Oh.
So, yeah. And so it led me on this insane journey to find him. And I hired private detectives. I consulted my fertility doctor. I just wanted to find this man. And I did. And I found out he wasn't such a good guy.
Yeah. Same thing.
Really?
Uh-huh. Now, did your mom know, or?
Well, see, this is what is up for debate. So this was done with my sister, like the 60s, with me in the 70s, and fertility and infertility was very different back then. They didn't have books of, choose who you want to be. It's just kind of the doctor said to my mom, I see you're having trouble getting pregnant. I'm just going to do a little medical procedure on you. Go home, have relations with your husband, and it will be your husband's baby. And that's really all she knew. And they called it confused conception or something. It was like this thing that they really, like, my mom she didn't know. And she kind of trusted the doctor that they're just going to get her pregnant somehow. And when I came out, I looked just like my dad. I think like my dad. I look like my dad. So my mom never for a second thought that like there was something else involved that she didn't know about. She just really didn't understand and wasn't told. It's not like she could have Googled,
Right.
Sure.
Now, is your sister your dad's?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. My sister has a different donor.
Okay. Did she know? Did she not know either?
She didn't know. None of us knew. No,
wow.
I exploded this whole thing.
You did, didn't you?
Oh yeah. And it was very dramatic with my family, and it was sad and devastating. And my real father passed away 20 years ago. So like he didn't get a chance to be part of this, thankfully, because it was just so bad. And I guess there was so much shame around infertility at that time, whereas now it's like no big deal,
So your mom did not give consent to be.
She
didn't know she was giving consent to that.
Right.
Gotcha.
She didn't really understand what the procedure was.
Gotcha. Yeah. And it sounds like the doctor was probably a little deceptive, like maybe didn't tell obviously all the details, and that's crazy.
Now, it wasn't the doctor that she was seeing.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but a lot of doctors of that time just, to make things easier, they're like, yeah, I'll just use my own.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Netflix series about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the one that has like hundreds of, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, something My Father. Maybe that's what it's called, My Father.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, it's very dark and scary. But yeah.
So it turns out your donor was actually a doctor, but from Europe, you said?
Yes, he was a medical student working in that hospital and just was working under that doctor. And I guess, they get paid to
Yeah.
donate. So, you're a
Yeah.
starving student.
Yeah.
So not really
Gotcha.
looking, 40 years into the future of what this is going to entail.
Now,
Yeah.
so is the biological dad, is he still alive or?
Both fathers have passed away. No, it was really tragic also that my donor, and this is in the movie, when I finally figured out who he was, I found out he passed away a month after I found out.
Wow.
Yeah.
To meet him. But
Wow.
I've seen pictures, and yeah, he does look like me and all that, but like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, has it been like my experience, even though I found out my dad wasn't my dad, but I found 5 siblings and I love them. Like we are, like, I don't know how I lived without them my whole life. And so has yours been a good thing or?
Well, it's a mixed thing. I feel like now I've so much time's passed away where I feel like it's just this story that happened to me that I'm not as in shock. I don't feel lost. I don't feel like my identity is shattered. Like I went through all that.
Right.
And it's just like this interesting story that I wrote about,
Mhm.
And I love like friends, my half brothers and sisters. I'm close to them, but I don't feel like they're family.
Hmm.
Mhm.
It's different. I love my half brother. We went through this insane journey together because by me reaching out saying, "Wait, how are you, my grandfather?"
Right.
He's like, "What the heck? Who are you?"
I didn't know I had grandkids yet.
Yeah, and so he also had the shock of his life that his mom never told him about
Oh.
the same doctor. So
Oh.
me and him we're kind of in the same boat.
So how
And
many
Wow.
siblings did you find from that?
so many, so many.
Oh, so it is very much like the Netflix documentary.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. But it got to a point where I'm like, okay, enough already.
Yeah.
And I just like got off the thing. What was the most were like cousins. Oh my gosh.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Mhm.
first cousin, second, fifth removed.
Yeah.
All these people removed. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny because I opened mine back up after I knew we were doing this just to see, because I got a new phone and didn't download it, but it was
Oh,
coming
nice.
up today that my grandmother, I was matching with my grandmother, but it's my cousin's daughter, and I was like, that's Katie. Like, why is it saying I'm matching with my grandmother? And
Mm.
like it's insane. So I had to go in and
Right.
change it to her being my second cousin once removed, whatever that means.
Right.
And then we were trying to figure it out today because I still don't know all the terminology and all the.
Yeah.
I think I get the DNA and the NPE, and after that,
Yeah. I just
I don't
learned
know.
NPE. We're
Mhm.
NPEs.
Yes.
And it's cool because I joined all these Facebook groups about
Mhm.
that. And so like they are supporting my movie. I've done
Yeah.
Zooms for them. I've done podcasts for them. It's been so cool. Like it has opened up this whole other world because when I first found out, I thought I was the only person in the world. Well, me and my half
Your
brother.
grandfather, yes.
Me and my grandfather. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like someone told me at a screening recently, and I didn't even realize it, that at my age, all these fertility treatments were just starting to happen. And
Mhm.
also simultaneously, all these DNA tests are coming out.
Right.
So, like right now, whenever I screen anywhere, someone has a story, whether
Yeah.
it's about them or about their friend or about their cousin. Everyone has a story about this. I mean, these DNA tests, man.
Yeah.
Yes, they've ruined some lives. They've helped some lives, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you hear a lot of sad stories. And so my
Absolutely.
sisters and I, we put ours out there and we had a bunch of feedback. And there's so many stories that are sad where people have reached out to find their family and they've just blocked them or shut the door. And
Yep.
And I'm like, that is so sad because it's not your fault or my fault. I mean, we can't help what our parents did.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I was through so much with this, this insanity. So my bio dad had 3 families. He had 3 wives, like 3 ex-wives, 3. I don't know, like they're in steps. But the 3rd family, they want nothing to do with me. They were like, please don't contact me. Please don't, like, as if like
You
You
did
did
this.
it.
right. Like, okay. Like for me, it's just a story. I don't want anything from
Right.
you. But
Right.
it gave me a sense of what a lot of people deal with. If say that is their father's, living family that have rejected them, that must be so incredibly painful. And thankfully, I have a family that's intact and loving, and so I have that. All the rest was just an added bonus
Yeah,
and
just extra.
thing. Yeah, but I was at a screening recently, and a woman. My movie is it's kind of in the category of a Jewish movie, just because I'm Jewish. So we were playing at this a Jewish center, and this woman came to see it, just thinking it's like, oh, it's just a Jewish movie, it's a comedy, that it'll be cute. And she realized, like, she is an NPE, and she only found out recently and was devastated,
Mhm.
by this. And she came up to me after in tears, and she said, so I see you're okay with this. Does that mean I'm going to be okay with this?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was the saddest thing. And there is so much pain out there. And what I told her, and what I told like anyone listening who's going through this, in my actual life, this took the span of 11 years. It's been 11 years since I found out. In my movie, it's 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Right.
So there's this suspension of disbelief of like being devastated versus, and then I'm okay with it 2 weeks later.
Right.
But in reality, it takes time. It takes so much time. Therapy. Can't say enough about therapy.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we started this podcast.
Yeah. This is our therapy.
This is our therapy to talk about it because some people get really sad and block you or whatever, but like I laugh about it. We laugh through the humor of it, and
Yeah.
and all of my siblings, they grew up together and knew each other.
They expected this
yes
from him. Tell her your story.
Well,
yeah, I need to hear this.
Yes, my daughter did a DNA test, and it came back. Her closest relative was a lady named Dixie, and so she calls and asks me, Mom, who's Dixie? And I'm like, I don't know, but I remembered playing with a little girl named Dixie when I was little. And we had a picture of her in a photo album, but I didn't know. I thought she was my mom's friend or cousin or somebody. So my daughter said, well, her name is Dixie Ball White. Do you know any balls? And I was like, Charlie Ball. And she's like, who's that? And I was like, I think it's, Papa's friend or my mom's friend. I knew the name, but I didn't know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
So I called my aunt and asked her, because my mom had passed away in June 15th of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So when I said Charlie Ball to my aunt, we Googled him, and his obituary came up, and then it said June 16th of 2015 was the day he died. And I was like, oh, that's weird. My mom died on a Monday. He died on Tuesday. And so when we pulled him up, his obituary, it was a photo, like obituary where the photos were playing through. And about the 3rd photo was the little girl Dixie with that man and her mom. And I was like, holy shit, that's Dixie. And so my daughter was like, maybe you should take a DNA test, Mom. So I took one, and then it came back that she was my half sibling. Well, I couldn't figure out how connected we were. But during the meantime, I'm Googling and finding all these kids of his and running background checks just to see who they were. But so when it came back positive, I sent Dixie a message, and she responded back with, because I was like, I don't want anything from you. I think we may be sisters. And she was like, well, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. And if your mom chose your dad, she did you a favor. Our dad didn't raise us. He was in and out of prison his whole life. So, this is during the pandemic. So my dad, I didn't want to tell him because I wanted to have a conversation face to face, and I didn't know what to say to him. So, I think Father's Day, I was like, Dad, we have to talk. Did Mom ever say I wasn't yours? And he was like, no, she swore you were mine. And I was like, Charlie Ball. And he was like, well, I know him, but he knew my mom and Charlie had relations because my dad and her were split up. And then, so I had to tell him and broke his heart. And he, was really upset about it forever. And I had made relationships with my siblings for like 8 months because we were on lockdown. And so, so Dixie and I have spent like that whole year together. And she's like, it's not just me. You have 4 other siblings. And, Charlie was in prison his whole life. I had a sister who was in federal prison for making meth, and she got out, and I met her, and, we just all trickled together. But they knew about each other, but they weren't raised together. And so, because my sister Dixie was like, oh, don't open this can of worms because you can't take it back. But I was an only child, and I was like, ooh, siblings, we're doing everything together. And so, but now we've all come together, and, we all see each other on a regular and talk, and we've yet to get all of our kids in the same place, but all of the siblings have gotten together several times. But I love them. And we started my Lost and Found Sisters on TikTok, and it went crazy viral.
Okay.
And so, and I'm like, well, you go viral if you say, my mom was a stripper, and I was in federal prison for 12 years. And so, which is how you and I met.
Yes.
Your mom was a stripper?
She was. She worked at a strip club when I was little. But all of our moms were strippers. Like,
really?
Yes. So all of and that was their job. Like, they were strippers. One was a prostitute. They were drug makers and addicts. It was crazy.
Because your dad was like a drug lord.
Yeah.
Literally.
He was.
Oh my God. This is amazing. This will be the next movie.
Yes. Well, we went viral, and people were offering us contracts, and we met with a couple people, but they wanted us to sell our story. And I'm like, my mom was crazy. I know that, but you can't say that because it's my mom. And, so I'm like, we can talk shit about our moms.
Exactly.
You can't.
Nobody else can.
And I didn't want anybody portraying her, in a bad way. And so I'm like, no, that's still, and that Dixie and them love their dad and moms, and,
Wow.
and my daddy is still here, but now he's become their daddy too. So he's had no choice because the girls are like, oh, we didn't have a dad, you're our dad.
Right.
And so he has to take on that role.
I love that what started for him is such a tragedy. He got your family from that.
Yeah. But my sister's getting married next month, and she's like, Dad, you better be there. And he's like, okay, I'm coming.
But he doesn't really want to talk about the DNA. Like,
no,
y'all just don't talk about it.
He's afraid that he will offend them because he did not like their dad. And of course he doesn't like him any better now that he knows I'm not his. But, so he wasn't as open to it at first, but he's kind of had to come to terms with it. Almost a little jealous because I would go see them. You see them more than you ever come and see me. And I'm like, Dad. Yeah, but
and they live in Chattanooga. She was just telling me that her sister just came back from Chattanooga, yesterday or today. So small world.
That's so funny.
And it just grows and grows. These stories just, they all go into each other, and
it's interesting. Well, with my mom, when this happened, it was, it's just very bad between the both of us. But part of how she found her way to be happy in this is she also kind of took on my half brother. She as long as she's part of it, she's happy.
Right.
She doesn't feel like I'm like mad at her or kicking her out, or as long as that's kind of like my movie, One Big Happy Family. It's like, instead of this dividing everyone, it just kind of like makes the family grow.
Yeah. Well, my dad, I think he
like whatever.
The more the merrier.
My dad was almost embarrassed that I would put it all out there. Like, why did you put it all out there? People are calling me. And I'm like, but it's my story. I mean, I didn't have a choice, and I love these people, and I'm sorry if that hurts you, but
it's still my story. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been ever since publicizing the movie and just talking and talking and talking so much about it. I really have to keep telling myself, this is my story. It's not only my mom's story. I was so concerned about getting, her privacy or her whatever, which she's 100% okay with, but still, and I made this movie that like it's my story and it's her story, so it's kind of even. But I have to keep reminding myself that even if it does hurt, the people in my family or expose them, it's still at the end of the day, it's mine.
It's yours. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just more people to love and love you. I mean, it's just
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
you can't get enough good family.
Exactly.
There may be a few bad ones out there.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah, one of the themes of it is, a lot of people have to choose their family anyway if they were rejected by their family. So this movie is about chosen family. It's about the family you're born with. It's about the family you choose. It's all people who uplift you and who love you. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, I
And
can't wait to watch it now because I love that. I love that. What's the movie with Mark Wahlberg? Like Ready Made Family or
oh yeah, where he adopts the kids.
Yes. I love that. Instant.
Yes, I have to see that. Is
Family
it
or something like that? Because I just adopted two toddlers, but they're my first cousin's kids. So like they know, which they're 4 and 5, but they were 1 and 2 when I got them, and they know, like they kind of know that I didn't give birth to them, but they're still a little confused. So we did watch that movie, The Instant Family. So I love that movie, and so I'm sure I'll love yours, and I can't wait to watch it because I love that.
But yeah, like there's so many people in the audience who are either adopted or have adopted children, and because I also talk about nature versus nurture.
Yes,
like what you're raised with versus
your
what
DNA.
you're with, yeah, and like what's important, and is it a combination of both? Is it one? Like what outdoes the other? I love talking about that. So when I first found out, I'll just quickly throw this in here. When I first found out, it was obviously devastating. I felt like my father wasn't part of me anymore. And I had I had a baby at the time. And every night I would put her to sleep and she would be laying in my arms and I would see her sweet round face with this like beautiful little pleasant smile. And that was my dad, like 100%. So I felt that he lived on in me through her. And the night I found out, I'm putting her to bed and I looked at that and I just like, I felt like her face disappeared. Like that's not him anymore. Like
It's
but
been
then
stolen.
yeah. And just everything I thought was him isn't in her anymore. But then I realized, like with adopted children, they start taking on the characteristics and the looks of of the adopted parents. And that is probably what happened to me with my dad. I started looking like him just because he is my dad. And she has that same look because that's me, which is also him. So it actually was him. It's so cool. It's so amazing.
Because we get it all the time that the kids look like me and my husband. And like my husband's not, connected to them in any way. Of course I am, but we get it all the time. Like, oh, you look just like your dad. So yes, you definitely take, and the nature versus nurture is so interesting to me because it terrifies me in some ways because our DNA is not, it's a really rough dirt road church, with lots of holes and stuff in it. So when I see things like characteristics that I'm like, is this a normal 5-year-old or is this like the beginning of traits that has been handed down to you? So I have a really hard time with that sometimes. Like, so I try to correct them and the right way and make sure that I'm keeping an eye on them. But I don't want to be overly like, oh, that's your So yeah, because like
Right.
pathological lying is kind of in their DNA, not so much mine because her the grandmother and my mom were sisters, but only half sisters. Well, I say not mine, but maybe. So anytime the kids like my little boy will lie and I'm like, is this just a normal 5-year-old or is this like, the beginning of, something
That's
else? So
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah. When I found out who my biological father was, and I heard some stories about him, like, oh, like he is not a good guy. I'm like, crap, I don't want to be like that. But
Right.
yeah, like basically everything bad you would say about a person, he's done.
Oh
Like,
gosh.
Girl, when I Googled, and I paid like $40 for background check on all these people. And when I put the biological stat in there, he had 199 charges before, what was it, 2008?
Yeah.
oh my
And
God.
so, and I'm like, I was born in 73. I can't imagine between 73. I mean, and none of them, right? I mean, it was for everything, selling drugs or stealing cars or
Right.
writing prescriptions. I mean,
God.
it was
Wow.
insane. But I was like, the hell kind
Right.
of DNA do I have? But
The crazy story. I mean, this guy's right up there. My bio dad with his first son, the son who actually found us. That's how we found out who he was. When he was a little boy, it was so awful. He would take him as a little boy to women's houses, and he would leave him in the car while he would be in with these women, go back in the car, go to another woman's house, leave the 5-year-old in the car, and then he would meet his friends back at a pub in England, and they'd compare how many women they were with his little 5-year-old. I mean, it was like,
Oh wow.
yeah, it was very dramatic. That'll be
Yeah.
part 2. That'll be
Right.
yes, there could be. I mean, I don't know. There's not a lot of information about it either. Like, I think people are either embarrassed to put it out there or people just put it out there, and I don't know.
Well, a lot of people still are like dealing with it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like processing it and
Mhm.
it really creates a identity crisis sometimes with people.
Yeah.
My DNA story was different because like I knew my mom and dad, which they were both addicts. My dad's been sober for like 30 years now. But when I did mine, I did it because my husband like knows all of his lineage, like all of his heritage. His mom has the books and, all things. I don't know anything about anything. And so I was like, oh, I want to see what I am, which I figured I was a mutt, and I am. But when we got it back, like, I really didn't pay much attention to like the DNA matches. And I'd got a match and it said first cousin or half sister, but I think it made me think it was first cousin because maybe that said first. But anyways, it said her account was managed by someone else. So I was like, what's that mean? I thought she might have passed away. So I didn't really put any stock into it. And then maybe like 6 months went by and I went back on there and saw that name again. And so I went to Facebook and I couldn't find that name. So I thought maybe she's passed away or whatever. So I messaged the woman that was managing her account and just said like, hey, I've matched with her. And she was like, actually, she would really like to get a hold of you. And I'm like, okay. So she told me what her name was, like what she goes by and what it's on Facebook. And so I found her. And then the picture, I was like, oh, she looks more like me than my full-blooded sister looks like me.
Wow.
So I sent it to my sister and I was like, so she's either our first cousin or our half sister. And then I called my dad and I'm thinking that the woman that's managing her account is her mom. So I asked my dad, I was like, do you know a woman by this name? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay. So then I got a hold of the lady and she goes, no, I'm not her mom. I'm just her friend. And I was like, oh, okay. And she goes, her mom's name is whatever. So I called my dad back and I'm like, do you know a lady by this name? And he's like, yeah. He was like, well, we went out a few times. And I was like, well, you have a daughter with her. So it just kind of snowballed. And yeah, she's 18 months younger than me. So, and dad lived like 6 miles from her this whole time.
God.
And she found out at 11 because her stepdad, her mom had kind of pinned it on the stepdad or what she thought was her dad. And when she was 11, he did a DNA and he came back and was like, I'm not. So then her newest stepdad kind of took her under his wing, but also knowing that he's not her bio dad. So bless her heart, out of the 3 kids, like she was the only one that didn't know who her father was. And, but she's sweet as pie and she's precious, but she's been through some hell.
Is that who we revealed on here?
No. Yeah, that's another one.
Sometimes we talk about things on here and it comes back.
Sometimes we make family quarrels. Is that how you say the word? Quarrel.
So, do you know exactly how many siblings you have?
No.
No, you just give up. I almost died when I was watching where it says you have one new relative. You have one new relative, because that is so true. And it should pop up saying that because you're just like, stop it, turn off.
Right, pause.
No more.
Oh
like
God.
we tell everybody the application process is closed. We're not accepting anymore.
Right.
We're done.
Yes.
It's amazing. Yeah, my favorite story, and it's in the movie, it's true. So I'm Jewish. My half brother is Roman Catholic, and we have a Muslim half brother. I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
So Dad's just shared his love, like you know.
Yeah.
All the
I
world.
mean, it's like,
We are the world. That's his theme song.
So how many have you actually reached out to or talked to?
gosh, I think about four. The people who I'm closest, five. The people I'm closest to are a daughter from his second marriage, and the bio brother that we found each other on. It was 23andMe. That was our first one that we did. So those are really the only thing. But because after a while, it was like it doesn't really. I don't know.
It's like you're a part of me, but you're not. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's kind of like learning that you've got a distant cousin. You're like, cool, but yeah, this is my life, and this is what. Do any of them live in America?
Yeah. Everyone does. Yeah,
everyone does. Okay.
Yeah, they mostly live on the East Coast because that's where the doctor was. And I live in Los Angeles. I have some in Seattle. But they're all in the States.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah.
We talked to a lady, Julia, and her sister. We had them on.
Tell that story. It's very interesting.
They worked together in Connecticut at a bar and worked together for like 7 years and become friends. And they both were.
The one noticed the tattoo.
Yes, one of them had a Dominican Republic tattoo on her arm and walked by, and she was like, "Oh, I'm Dominican too." And they kind of were like, "Oh, but I'm adopted. You don't know." And then she was like, "I am too." And then, so she said she was too. Well, then they thought. How did it work? They were doing one of them had done a DNA test.
She had already found her people, and she was like, "You need to do a DNA test."
Yes. So Cassandra had already done a DNA test and had found her biological dad in the Dominican.
And he told her, didn't he, that they had given up?
Yes, they had put another one up for adoption.
So she was like, "You need to go do a test."
And so Julia was like, "I don't care to do a test. I'd never, my family's great." So they thought they had found a sibling, but the paperwork was messed up.
Like the birth certificates were swapped. This is very weird.
Yeah, something. And then they finally figured out that there was one area that somebody had signed, and Cassandra had seen the signature and was like, "Oh my gosh, no, this is a signature that matches yours." And so she had moved to another town and drove like 8 hours with a DNA test and was like, "You're taking this," because her biological dad had told her, "Yeah, we gave another one up for adoption." Yep. And so she drove in the snow and made Julia spit in the cup and sent it off for her. And it come back that these best friends ended up being siblings.
Sisters. Yep.
And so there was some kind of baby.
It was a baby like smuggling ring is what it could, because I said to her, "Well, Connecticut's not that big. And so if it's like the same village or whatever in the Dominican," I was like, And she goes, yeah, it was basically like a baby ring. This woman was telling these families that they were going to send their kids to America to like get vaccines and all this, and then they were going to send them back. But what they didn't know is that they were signing their rights over.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
because come to
Wow.
find out, a lot of kids
Mhm.
in Connecticut around their age are from and I think she said it stopped in 88.
Yeah, and they quit letting them adopt babies from the Dominican
Yeah.
because they were afraid they were going to start dating each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they ended up that they found another brother not too long ago. She messaged me.
And they had went to high school with, had no idea that was their brother. And that one the dad didn't know about. Remember?
Yes.
The mom must have gave birth and gave it up before the dad even knew, because he didn't know about him. But there was 10 kids. And I don't know how many they adopted out, but they thought they were bettering their children's lives by sending them to America till they were 5, but they were signing their rights over. And this woman was selling them. And the only thing I can think, and maybe I'm being a conspiracy theorist, is like, it's a lot of like politicians who adopted these kids, because you can't find anything on it.
No, we have researched because we were trying to find the.
And I'm like, this would be, Dateline. This would be, top the news because of all these kids, but you can't find anything on it. You can find the woman that did the dealing, really.
The lawyer.
Yeah. And she did get in some trouble, but it wasn't like life in prison, what you would think, because she was really, she was basically lying to these people, telling them one thing and then doing another. So yeah.
Wow.
So
I've
that's,
never heard of that.
and she did that for like 10, 20 years, I think. Basically selling kids to people in Connecticut. I don't know what the connection with Connecticut is, but
You're just in Connecticut 2 days ago.
yeah, I feel like it's just small. So like one person tells another person like, hey, if you want to adopt a kid, maybe that's how it, stayed.
Right.
I don't know, but yeah, that was a really crazy story.
Wow. I wonder if now with all the DNA tests, those kids are going to find each other and maybe track back to find who their parents were. And
the one did go back to the Dominican. Did they both?
Yeah,
they've
both gone. The mom passed away, but the dad still lives there with like 7 other children. And they have gone. They go and vacation there.
Because Cassandra is closer with them, because Cassandra did not get adopted into a good family. She got adopted into alcoholic. I think like it's very tumultuous. So she was searching, where the other one was adopted into a good family. And she was like, I don't care to know. So it was kind of both sides of the spectrum, but
wow.
Yeah, but bless them.
Yeah.
That story was very interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And there's so many, I love these DNA stories. They research them because it makes me feel better. Probably.
Well, yeah, I feel like you're resilient though. So like you didn't take it and like it didn't crush your world, because maybe
I had my mom was a stripper.
Right. I feel like
my mom was a stripper.
Our expectations weren't that high, so it's like
and so had a crazy upbringing. So
right.
I was excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
But your friends and family look at you like you're crazy. Because I remember telling my husband, he was like, where are you going? I was like, I'm going to Chattanooga this weekend to meet my sister. And he was like, you don't know these people. They could be crazy. And he's like, you can't go by yourself. And I'm like, well, yeah, I can. I mean, I've already told her we don't have money.
What's she going to get from it?
And so,
right.
And then your friends that were like, why would you talk to these people? And, what if they want something from you? And I'm like, but why wouldn't I?
Because they're part of me.
Yeah,
I
my
get
family. And
yeah.
It's so funny. I just had a conversation just like this morning. This woman she does a magazine called Severance for like NPE, the people like us. But she was saying like, and it's true because, and I talk about this in the movie, some people just don't care. It's like my brother, he was like, I don't care. Dad's my dad. I don't care about finding anyone new, where I'm like, my world has shattered.
Yes.
How everyone just thinks differently. And like, then we're just saying like the worst thing that people say is like, well, your father's really your father. Well, like, don't worry about it.
Right.
Like, okay.
I know I'm loved, but that still doesn't, cross all the T's and dot all the I's. I still need to know things like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm a curious person, so I'm gonna. You are too, Kila.
Yeah, I have to know, and I want to know everything about them too. Like,
and especially if you were an only child, it's
to
suddenly have all of these siblings.
Yes, and
So
they are a lot.
or
Now,
whatever.
we've had a couple Christmases where we've gotten together, and I was like, whew, I have to tell my daughter, remind me that I really wanted this to happen.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'll go in the bathroom and hide for a while.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are y'all touching my stuff? So I'm like, Lee, that's mine. Don't touch it. I still have that only child.
Yes. Syndrome.
And so,
That's so great.
Yeah.
I'm happy, that it has turned out this way.
yeah.
Now, did your sister do a DNA?
She did,
And she found her?
Yes. What is depicted in the movie is different than in real life, but she met her biological father. She has a ton of siblings. They all get together. They love each other. It's like, and I don't know if she considers them family, but it's this group of people that like enhance her life,
Right.
It's just so nice for whatever.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I feel like we all just need more connection.
Exactly. Because I feel like our family's like all separated. And after my grandmother died, like, we're all so I consider my friends my family. So yeah, the more the merrier.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys have to see my movie now.
Oh,
Yes, I've watched.
is it
all the-
out?
Right now it's in theaters. I'm not sure if it's in Tennessee.
That's what I thought. Because I saw that today, but it was like 2025. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So you don't know if it's out. Okay.
It's right now it's nationwide until Thursday, and then it'll be on demand like December 1st. So as of December 1st, everyone will be able to go on their television and get it. And then after that, hopefully streaming somewhere.
Yes. Or even like the Fandango, because sometimes you can get what's in the theater. Now, I wonder if we could get. Okay.
I'm wondering if, right now we're on Fandango for in the theater, but I'm just not sure if it's in Tennessee.
Gotcha.
But then as of December 1st, I don't know how any of this works, but
So are you okay with us having you back on after we get to watch it?
Yes.
Yes, because we're gonna have more questions. Like,
Yes.
and this is
I
not.
love you too. I want to be part of the family.
What were you telling me to look at?
It's hair color. Go ahead. Sorry.
So, what made you want to write a movie?
Because it's interesting.
Or was that your therapy?
Well, I had this crazy story within me, and honestly, pandemic happened, and I was bored. And like, I might as well just write it, and that's how it happened. And at first, when I was writing it, it was like so dramatic. It was so like, woe is me. Yeah, what am I doing? I don't even want to watch this or read this. I like to see like life like comedically.
Yes.
Give you like a different perspective. I could tell. I mean, you two are so awesome and joyous. It's such great energy. But yeah, that's how I wanted to put this. I mean, our country does not need any more division.
Right.
My movie is about unity. It's about laughter. It's about coming together. It's about celebrating. And that's the name, one big happy family. Because really, at the end of the day, that's really what we are.
That's awesome.
Our DNA that we share is so much more alike than different. So if I can like change one person's mind or whatever and just open, that would make me happy.
Or just make one person feel good, which I'm sure it's going to. So yeah, that's great. It's awesome that you can reach millions too with that. And the DNA, I think it's probably going to open up a whole lot more DNA stories too. Because like Kila said, you're either all in and you tell everybody, or you're closed off and you don't tell anybody. So hopefully it will do, you're not the only one. It's not just you. There's so many of us.
Yeah, my movie is the first movie about this.
Yeah.
So hopefully it will and if they were closed off, maybe not, then they won't be.
Right, because they'll see it's not just me, because I think a lot of people feel that way when it's something like this, like, oh, well, it's shameful and, all this. And it's like, no, it's actually very, very common for
common.
Yeah.
My God, is it common?
Because, I want to tell you this before we get off here, but I found an aunt as well. which I had heard about her my whole life, but I didn't know it was my mom's sister from her dad. Anyway, so she popped up on my DNA and it said aunt or first cousin or something. Anyways, so when I went to Facebook to find her first, it said she lived in the neighboring town as me, but my grandfather like lived in Mississippi in a different state. But that's what it said her hometown was, and I was like, okay, because that's a small town. It's not like that's a very big town. So
Right.
I messaged her and I was just like, hey, just reaching out because, whatever. I was like, it said aunt or first cousin or something. And she was like, oh, no, both my parents are still alive and they're still married. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, I'm going to leave well enough alone because you don't want to get in this mess anyways because we have nothing to offer you. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's great. Maybe we're a distant cousin and have a nice life. So fast forward like probably 3 to 6 weeks. I guess it got to my other aunt somehow. Anyways, down the line. And I get a call while I'm in Orlando or coming home from Orlando or a text from that woman. And she said, Ashley, what the hell is going on? Your aunt has texted me and said that I'm her sister. What the hell is going on? And I'm like, so my aunt had got drunk and decided to reach out to her and say, no, my dad's your dad. And this is who it is. And basically like, you can stop pretending like she had no inkling at all that. So I said, yeah, you're actually my aunt. And I said, your dad's actually my granddad. And this is his name. And she was like, what? She's like, I actively take care of my parents like right now. And I'm like, I was like, I don't know, maybe. So anyways, probably a couple of days went by and she went into her mom's room and I think her mom was like 78. And she said, tell me the truth. Like these people have reached out, and her mom started crying and she was like, yes, I worked at a truck stop. He was a trucker. She said, you actually have met him. And my aunt was like, what do you mean? And she said, do you remember when we went to that auction at the auction barn and there was a guy sitting behind us? He was playing with your son. And she was like, yeah. And she was like, that was your dad. So anyway, yeah, she went the whole time. So she never said a word to her dad. Cause my grandfather's passed away anyways. And then the mom passed probably 6 months after that. She passed away. And then she continued to take care of her dad, even though their relationship was like not good. She never told him. And then he ended up passing away, I think last year. But she had asked her sister, she's like, did y'all know? And they were like, yeah, we knew. She said, first of all, you're 6 foot tall. And everybody in her family is like 5'4" and below. And she said, I always wondered why I towered over everybody. But my grandfather was really. So anyways, she has come to be like, we're such close friends. And she's actually only maybe 8 years older than me. So she's not that much older than me. And she comes to everything. And I just, it's precious. Like she's precious. So luckily everybody that we found has just been precious. But but I have a cousin who has no idea who her daddy is. And her mom passed when she was 5, which is my aunt. And she did a DNA like, I want to say 4 years ago and has not had one hit. And I'm like, how?
How is that possible? Yeah.
I'm like, not one hit that like
Our family's normal.
No, well, no, because if it's who we think it is, apparently my uncle drove him from Nashville to like Dallas because he was running from the law.
Oh my God.
Anywhere. But I'm like, how is, I mean, when AOL or whatever first come out, like early 2000s, I emailed Oprah, Montel Jordan, all of the people I wanted her to find her dad. And of course they didn't. But anyways, we still have not found anybody that's even like close to.
And I have a lot of friends that have taken on because I did it. And they're like, how I can't believe I paid money for that. It come back nothing.
Yeah. Well, you're like, thank God.
Yeah, seriously.
Be thankful.
I think I've told Trent this before when we first met and started doing the podcast, that did you find any similarities with your siblings at all?
Yes. I mean, me and my half brother definitely share the same sense of humor. Like we have the same humor. That's definitely with the half sister who I'm close with. We play Words with Friends every single day. So we love word games, little things like that.
Yeah. And it's weird to see that part of you that you.
Yeah. You're like, is this connected through DNA or just, just
Right.
normal people?
Right.
But yeah.
My sister we've talked about like doing something that it's in your genes
Hmm.
and getting you and your siblings together. There should be something, and seeing how you react in situations
Yes.
to
That would be
Yeah.
cool.
find like similarities, but
Yeah.
within you, I guess. But
It's so cool. My half sister, the one who I played word games with, she has my same exact curly hair, but she's half Puerto Rican, so it's like black, and she has my blue eyes. Like it was shocking, to see her. It was like seeing my Puerto Rican self. Like
Right. That's
so
cool.
cool. Yeah, it's so cool. I mean, that's why it's just am I happy I did the test? I don't know.
would you do it again?
That's such a good question. Oh my gosh. I no. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess ignorance is bliss,
Yeah.
not knowing, but at the same time my life changed so much from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think after this movie comes out and it's like touching people, you'll probably be like, well, this is the reason.
Yeah,
The
I
reason
hope
for
so.
everything,
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, even just like the conversations I've been having and connecting with so many people because of this
Yes.
has been awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Because you open up a whole new world.
Hmm.
I tell my sister all the time. I tell Dixie, I'm so glad I spit in that cup and found you.
Yeah.
I love it. That's
Yes.
I love it.
And so I know it's exciting. I can't wait to see the movie.
Me either. So we're definitely going to have you on after it comes
Yeah.
out
Yes.
because I'm going to have way more questions.
I know they should have like DNA conventions where people can get together, and I know they have some of the MP stuff, but
Yeah, actually, it's so weird. I was asked to be a keynote speaker. I'm like, I'm not a keynote speaker. I can barely like speak on a Zoom at a convention, like some big conference in March. which I don't-
wow, that'd
It's
be fun.
the conference, which I'll let you guys know what
Yeah, I was
it
going
is.
to say, where's it? Do you know where it's at?
Gosh, I'll just look quickly. I don't want to take your. I know it's in March. I guess you can edit around this. Untangling Our Roots convention,
Hmm.
and I don't know where it is, but
I'll
Untangling
Google it.
Our Roots, yeah, is the name of it. It's just like a held thing.
That's
And
cool.
it's crazy because you see all of these reality shows or
Mhm.
movies now where these, people are taking DNA tests and they find people that they never knew they had.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think about like, imagine if I was on one of those, they'd be like, who's this person in England? I'd be like, who the hell's that?
Yeah.
What are you trying to tell me?
Like my husband, I think I'm like, I would have been more shocked had I'd found some like rich doctor. That would have surprised me more than what I
Yeah.
actually got.
Yeah.
Right. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
We
anyway.
don't have anybody rich and famous in there, I don't guess.
No. My husband found out he's like kin to emperors, and I'm pretty sure that my family just carried people's luggage from town to town. There's nothing. The furthest I got was like my great grandfather ran a fruit stand in downtown Nashville.
Oh,
And that's what I
fruit
got.
is
So,
important.
and then my dad throws on me like 6 months ago. He's like, "Oh yeah, we used to live close to downtown, so I would go over to one of the big record studios." And he said they called me. He had this nickname, and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh yeah," I'm like, Johnny Cash and them were in there, and I'm like, "What? How do I not know this?" It was so cool, but yeah. So I was like, "You should put that on Ancestry so we look a little bit cooler than what we do."
And I will say too that my biological dad, his brother lived up here in Nashville. And so his kids, they went to school in Antioch, which is probably 20 minutes from where I live. And we were pulling up pictures of him, and I was like, well, oh my God, I would have dated that guy. He is so cute.
Thank God.
I'm like, thank God our paths never crossed, because it's scary a little bit. But I'm like, yeah, he is. Yeah, I'd have climbed him like a tree. But But I'm like, it's scary though when you start thinking about it.
Yeah.
But thank God.
Yeah, there's a line in my movie, and I didn't even mean it to be like this, but when I finally FaceTime with the half brother, he was like, "You look so familiar. Did you go to this high school?" And it's supposed to be a joke that he doesn't recognize me as an actress. It was just a joke. But what everyone in the audience thinks, like, "Oh no, did they date?" Like, I was totally like, "Oh gosh, yeah." That I didn't consider that, but yeah, I feel like at this point, everyone's going to start doing DNA tests just for that.
Well, they used to make you do a blood test to get married.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they just do DNA now, like make sure you're not related.
And I think there is a TikTok about a lady and her husband, and they did a DNA test and found out that they were cousins.
Oh, man.
And they were really close related, but they've already had kids. She's like, what do you do about it now? I mean, we're not going to get divorced now. We've been together 20 years. Our kids are fine.
Right.
But I'm sure, think about that, and then it probably.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, no,
Yeah. The stories they go on forever.
Yes. I know. Yeah, my little comedy, it's just the tip of the iceberg of the larger story. It's so many family members and drama and all of that. So.
Yeah, and you go into it thinking, oh, this is going to be fun. I can't wait to see what I get back. And then you're like, oh.
Your life changed.
Yeah.
Totally.
And they should come with a warning. I think Dixie and I did a TikTok with a DNA test and was like, if your parents did drugs in the 70s.
Had a sketchy past.
Swallow, do not spit.
Yes.
I mean, they were like, if you don't want to find family, swallow, don't spit in this.
Right. I feel like it's for people who are like, they're unhappy with like the way things are, and they feel like something's off, and they want to know the truth because they know that, that type of thing. Because then if you find out something, it's like, oh, good, I was right. These people suck, and these are my real family.
Right. Right.
But when you're like just happy with your life and everything's fine.
Yeah.
My daughter did it. She was engaged to getting married in March. And at Christmas, we were at Christmas with my dad. And we were at a restaurant with my siblings, and she was like, Mom, do you want a DNA test for Christmas? And I said, no, my luck, he won't even be my dad. And that is exactly what happened. But my daughter, she's like, we just want to make sure we're not cousins before we get married.
Oh, is that why they did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And thank God they weren't, but she sure come out good for us. So we tell her, you're the cause of all this.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
But it has been so fun.
Yes. Thank you so much for being on. Thank you so much for giving us the time.
And I definitely want to come back and hang with you girls.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
And you'll have to go look at all of our crazy on TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah. Or listen to our podcast.
Them DNA stories are good on there.
Yes. Yes.
And so you'll find all kinds there. But yes, we're going to have you back, and I cannot wait.
I can't either.
To see the movie.
I'm going to check Fandango when I get home and see if it's on there.
Okay.
I thought it might. I've already checked.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was checking to see where I could go see it at.
Oh, that's all right. We'll get it eventually.
Yes, we will.
I could send you a link.
Oh. Well, now we might know someone. Send it over, please. Please.
We'll put this on all of our platforms and stuff.
Yes, for everybody else.
Fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes, this is great.
And I will we'll email your person for that link.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Yes, thank you for coming on. This was great.
Yeah,
all
okay.
Right. We'll get you next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for staying around for all of our crazy.
Be sure to like, follow, and share with everyone you know.
Even them whores you don't like.
And leave us a 5-star review.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, bitches.